Merry Christmas, my fellow nerds, geeks, and or comic book lovers. Welcome to my channel. My name is NeuroSpider369, and today we'll be taking a look at the comic book storyline, A Christmas Riddle. So without further ado, let's get into it. A Christmas Riddle was published in 1996 as Batman and Robin Adventures number 3. The story was written by the legendary Paul Dini and penciled by Ty Templeton. It's Christmas time in Gotham City, and all of its most elite families have gathered together for an annual dinner being held at the Peregrinator Club. I think I said that right. Anyways, however, everyone's holiday soon becomes interrupted by that quizzical king of Christmas conundrums, the Riddler, whom reveals to have been disguised as Santa and then holds everyone inside the building hostage. Not long afterwards, GCPD and WGBS arrive on the scene, but things then take a turn for the worse when news reporter Summer Gleason gets taken captive by Eddie's holiday henchwomen. Broadcasting himself on live TV, Riddler claims that he's finally, after all these years, discovered the true identities of the dynamic duo Batman and Robin among Gotham's upper crust. Naturally, our beloved Caped Crusaders also happen to be watching this, with Batman dismissing the rogue's boastful statement as nothing more than a bluff. Upon managing to slip into the club undetected, they come across Riddler's goons looting from the antique hall and takes all of them down before they could accomplish their goal. Afterwards, Batman comes to the realization that the hostage situation was just a ruse so Riddler could steal the valuable antiques being kept there. More specifically, the priceless Mayan Dos Hermanos idols. Batman uses one of the idols to divert Enigma's attention away from the crowd, giving Robin the opportunity to rescue everyone while also taking down his henchwomen. As a last resort to avoid returning back to Arkham, Riddler sets off multiple firebombs hidden among the Christmas trees in true Firefly fashion in order to cover his escape, which forces the Caped Crusaders and GCPD to focus their attention on evacuating the patrons from the burning building. Little do they know that Riddler has taken this opportunity to make his getaway by disguising himself as a riot officer and stealing a GCPD SWAT van. Unfortunately for Enigma, Batman and Robin are able to catch up to him after saving all the civilians from the fire in a timely fashion, but end up forcing themselves off the road into a frozen pond. The story ends with Riddler once again apprehended by the Dark Knight and then making a large donation towards the restoration of the club. Even though he himself will never join it, it still remains as a memory of when his father was a devoted member of the establishment before his untimely death. Well, there you have it. That's the comic book storyline, A Christmas Riddle. So I originally couldn't decide which holiday comic to do this review video on, but ultimately I ended up going with this one. And before you ask, no, David did not have any influence towards the decision of me covering this story. But as I'm sure you can imagine, he was happy when he found out about it. In any case, while I really wouldn't put this on my list of top 5 Riddler stories, it's still a fun little tale to read nonetheless. Plus, it was written by Paul Dini himself, which instantly earns it high points from me, as Dini is one of my personal favorite Batman writers. Like I said, it's a fun little holiday comic, and much like with the Joker, I usually prefer Riddler stories to be fun in some fashion. And although he mainly did it as a distraction, I honestly thought Riddler trying to discover Batman and Robin's identities was actually really interesting, and it kind of fits him given he's all about solving difficult puzzles and proving his massive brilliance towards others. Anyways, that's gonna be it for this final video of 2025. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what your thoughts on this story are. As always, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and have yourself a Merry Christmas. Catch y'all next year.